Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be taking a look at our first Penta, brand new Penta era. He's in the game. He looks awesome actually. They did a great job with the model, in my opinion. The mask seems to flow pretty well. So yeah, fan of the model. Poster art, like always, card art is fire. He has the Mexico link. Any color moves start with 2 more MP. Raw link. Any color move starts with 1 more MP. Modern era gems do 5% more damage. 2 gears. Or sorry, the stock gear and then a bonus gear. I'm going to show you him without the gear first, then I'll claim it from my inbox and show you him with the gear. Gear looks pretty dope too. So yeah, he looks pretty good visually. So what else? He's a modern acrobat aggressive, and he's a trainer. At 35k, red gems do 50% more damage, and green moves start with 2 more MP. Like all of these, they're niche. When they're good, they're good. They're the best thing to use when you need them. When they're not, you know, it's just 2 green MP. So solid on the trainer, not amazing, not bad, solid. I have 3 movesets for you guys. I think people are really going to like Penta. I will say his style isn't necessarily my style, but there's some unique stuff, and I think some of the stuff people really like that I don't necessarily like. But he is pretty good, and he definitely can hit super hard. But whether or not he's my style is another question we'll talk about at the end. For now, let's get in here. This is my least favorite build set, but it changes a lot at gold. The big thing, so what you're looking at here, he's triple black, 6 MP sling blade, 589k damage, make the bottom row into 1-turn countdowns. That will deal 946k damage, sorry, 94k damage, and increase the strength of your multiply gems by 1. That's actually kind of weak on the damage. Seated rear chinlock, submission, 6 MP, generate 18 random sub gems, do 687k 2 turns, remaining turn into multiply gems of strength 2. So at gold, the sub, let me double check here, goes up to 19. They stay at ×2. So there's not a lot of random gems left really at ×2 from the sub. That's my big problem with it. And the multiply gems are really small. So more on that in a bit. Pendulum dropkick, 7 MP black, 460k damage, choose a 6x4. This goes to a 7x5 area. That'll make a huge difference for this moveset. It's also hardcore if the opponent's style is defensive. Make 9 random gems into multiply gems of strength 9 and deal 784k damage. So you'll hit way harder if they're defensive for sure. Entourage, I'm going whaley because you'll see why. It doesn't look very good. So priest and Woods gets us loaded to start, +2 multiply from Priest, +3 multiply from Leo, and the Zombie LA gives 60% multiply gems and 30% black damage. Don't worry, a bunch of the stuff coming isn't a whaley. Like, I'll show you regular stuff, but this moveset is, at silver in particular, is kind of dookie. So I'll show you with like crazy stuff, and then you can see just how dookie it is. At gold, it will look a lot better, for sure, especially with his plate and this kind of trainer setup, but I still wouldn't run it, so take that for what it's worth. Gameplay loop is really simple, though. You hit this move. How many countdown gems you keep is completely dependent on the board, the AI, so it's going to be random all the time how big your multiplies get. Again, you only make 18 sub-gems, so you can lose a bunch of them, and you can see here we lost most of our countdowns. We don't have very many multiply gems, and they're not particularly huge. And with the 6x4, we just can't get a lot of gems. 7x5, we would get 1, 2, 3, 4 more multiply gems, right? So, yeah, it's just not very good at this level. Watch how hard I don't hit, even with the whaley stuff. Yeah, that was 9 million damage, guys. 9 million damage. So even with all the whaley stuff, this is at silver. So that definitely, you know, that would have been about 22 million at gold, but the area would have helped it a bunch, right? So even with whaley stuff, this isn't the way. Against a defensive player, sure. Now in this case, we have you can see we have the bigger ones, and they're a lot closer together. They're down here. So we had much better RNG this time, and we're going to hit much harder. That was 24 million. So you're also completely RNG based with this moveset. How many of your multiplied gems from the sub stay, if your countdown gems stay, where they go, if you can hit the area, etc. But it's less random at gold. But still not my favorite moveset. This moveset, I think some people will love because people love defensive builds. I absolutely hate it personally. It's very slow, but it will win. And I know a bunch of people are going to say, oh, if you ever let Penta get a turn, he can't lose. You're right. He won't lose with this moveset. So you will be correct. It just takes a while. It's cool, though, because you get to use the Mexican Destroyer, 6 MP, 227k damage, force your opponent to skip their turn for 1 turn, then deal another 227k damage, increase your blue MP by 9. Backstabber, 528k damage, and make 2 random gems into 2-turn Juggernaut gems. That will increase your move dodge by 98%. Of course, there's 2 of them, so it goes more than 98%. It doubles. And at gold, that goes to 100%. And then increases your purple MP by 2 at the end of the turn. Also, at gold, I believe that goes to 3 on those. So less of a big deal if you don't get if they get destroyed or something. And then the Knife Edge Chop, 6 MP blue, 528k damage, make 2 random gems into 2-turn Juggernaut gems. That will make 2 random gems into Power Gems of Strength, a 946k on every countdown turn. Increase the strength of your Power Gems by 473k at the end of the countdown. Now, this moveset is going to grow exponentially huge if you keep them on the board. It's going to get big fairly fast. The problem is, I mean, by fast I mean in cycles. In actual gameplay, it's not fast, though. For this moveset, we are going to use the Power Gem trainers because otherwise, you know, maybe not a lot of reason to run this moveset. If you don't have Ray, you're going to lose a fair amount. If you don't have Santa, you lose Kofi, you're going to lose a fair amount. You can still run it. It's going to play basically exactly the same. It's just going to take longer, right? That's the problem with it. So, you know, if you don't have Santa, change to 2 purple MP here, like Gunther. And then if you don't have Ray, you would use like Striker Bliss and Hall of Fame Bree. And then you'd lose a ton of damage, and it's just going to take you more cycles. But the gameplay loop exactly the same. So yeah. We're going to go against Steiner. He's got more health. And he starts loaded, so we can show off the move dodge. Oh yeah, I also didn't talk about his hot tag. He's got a hot tag. I'll look at that when we get out of this if I don't forget. So gameplay loop, your purple is loaded, you stun them, it charges the blues. Awesome move animation with the Mexican Destroyer. That's going to be fun using that for sure over and over because that moveset, that's a really cool looking move. And then you just chuck your... It's random, so pretty easy there. There's a 5 match, you can take it, you cannot take it, it really doesn't change anything, so I'm just going to swipe. He's stunned. Here come the Power Gems. You can see 4.2 million, there's 4 of them, so that should be like a 16 million swipe. 17.4. And we got a wild card, so it went off again. Now they're at 8.5. And this refilled. So we hit it again. We chuck our gems again. And again. And then we swipe again. You can see up to 34 million. He won't kick out. We got a wild card, so that kind of messed it up from seeing the dodge. I'll run it one more time for you. And in fact, you know what? Why not? Let's run it as if you don't have Santa and stuff. I don't have a graphic, but I will redo the trainers for you. Let's go Gunther, and then gem modifier, Alexa, and Bree. Alexa recently got buffed. She goes all the way up to 50%. She's 40 and 40 now. So it's considerably less, and you'll see when we run it. Ignore the graphic. I call this move Penta, this moveset Penta being dodgy for obvious reasons. So stunned, throw our stuff out, and throw our stuff out again. Swipey swipe. Now our power gems are 1.79 million. You can see insanely less, right? Way, way less. But you're going to get to see the dodge in action. So unless it's a finisher, they can't do any moves. Then he swipes. All right, no big deal. Now it's our turn. And we just repeat the process. Stun. You can see we lost a bunch of our power gems, though. So it's completely going to be completely random how quick your stuff goes and if you keep your power gems or not. Since we only have one. But that one will keep growing. It's up to 3.59 million, right? Then we're just swiping again. Then we're going to dodge again. The problem is if he gets to his finisher, we're going to eat that. And it's a submission. So it'll be annoying. So you can see the issue if you don't have as rare of power gem trainers, right? And if you lose them on the board like we did. But you can see just how long this is going to take. This won't get better at gold, by the way. Not really. So we're up to 20 million. So that's good. But now we need to get a pin and we're not going to get it. Swipe again. He's drained. We're going to dodge those two moves. So no problem there. But we're not going to dodge the sub finisher. So then we have to get out of this. It covered up our juggernauts. So now we have to play for a pin and we're not dodgy anymore. Luckily, we got a row break and can end the match. So anyway, that moveset, I think people are gonna like it because they like that kind of stuff. I can't stand it personally because it takes forever. Anyway, moving on. This is the moveset. The other stuff to me is nothing I would ever play. This moveset I would play. It's pretty interestingly creative in principle. I think this is sort of the first time you ever use a finisher to set up a different finisher. That's not called a finisher. What? Yeah, exactly. I'll show you. So, oh yeah, the tag link, the hot tag. We gotta look at that. He's got a hot tag. So if we scroll down here, when tagged into the match, deal basically 10 million damage and make 30 random gems into multiply gems of strength 3. And it's a -2 counter. So your teammate has to go once first. And then you'll be able to hot tag him in. So it's not a 3 like the one Cena, it's a 2 like Eddie. All right. Now for this one, we got, I'm going to show you 2 different movesets, or trainer sets. The one on the screen is the whaley one, and then I forgot to take a screenshot of the non-whaley one. I will show you that as well. And it makes a huge difference, and then we'll play it with plates. So the reason it makes a huge difference is because of the finisher. The sacrifice, 724k damage, make 49 random gems into a mobile gem. So you're thinking to yourself, what? Why do we want that on a finisher? Then deal 724k damage, pin the opponent, and choose a 2x2 area to make into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, make 39 random gems into multiply gems of strength 4. So a ton of multiply gems, but they're really small. So to improve that, you need the big multiply gems. And then we're going to use the Penta driver for the finisher. It's funny because it's only 5 purple MP, less than the setup with the Mexican Destroyer. 579k damage, make 41 multiply gems into purple gems. It's also a reversal. If the opponent increases their moves damage, then deal 1 million damage and 1.89 million bleed damage for 2 turns and steal their turn. But we just care about making the multiply gems into purple. It's kind of funky. You'll see what I mean in action. So Woods, Sherry, Santa, Leo gets you loaded in feud for this. It also makes those multiply gems 4, 3, 7 bigger. So they're 11. At gold, this does go to 40 random gems, in strength 5. So you get +1 at gold. So that also helps, and 1 more. Anyway, I'll just run it, and then I'll run it without the big multiply trainer so you guys can see. And then there is a plate that makes a huge difference, so we'll put that on. And then we will put its gear on after we put the plate on. All right, so gameplay loop is you hit this, loads the finisher, and stuns them for 1 turn. So you're setting them up for the stun so you can hit the finisher, This move animation is sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the move animation. But then it doesn't matter where you put these. You can save, you know, put it on a match, whatever. So let's do that. Green match here. But he can't swipe, so the board gets shut. Yeah, you can swipe there. You can't always swipe. It doesn't really matter where you put it. You don't need to think about it. I'll show you next time. And then you hit this, and all of these times 11s turn purple for big, big damage. 38 million? Maybe not as big as you'd think, though, right? So 38 million, that's about mid-70s at gold. And that's with the big trainers, right? So that's why I wanted to show that with the big trainers. If you don't have the big multiply trainers, because the multiply gems are small, you get way worse scaling. So let's go Gunther. Actually, I saved the loadout. I just didn't take a screenshot for some reason. And double zombie. You want Brett for purple, and yeah, Gunther or it doesn't matter which zombie, they both had 60%. So this is charged without Santa. Also, if you don't have 17k Santa, Gunther's your replacement for Sherry. You could also, if you have him, NOD Rock is a better replacement for Sherry, if you have him, but you probably don't have him if you don't have Sherry. Probably, but not necessarily for sure. So we did 38 million with the big trainers. I should shut this off. Not that. Oh. And you're gonna see this will do substantially less. Cool animation though. Because they're only gonna be times 4s. I'll just put this anywhere. Doesn't matter where. And you can see if you don't have those big trainers, it was only 17 million at silver, so 34 million at gold. Obviously, you can run it with Sherry and without Leo. I'll do that too, so you can see that before we put plates on. Because this is the moveset people are going to run. Okay, game. You can do it. Come on. There it goes. So, if you don't have Leo, your replacement will be Zombie Brett, right? So, Sherry, Santa, Zombie Brett. So this is kind of like the in-between. And you can, you know, it's a bunch of combo moves, and you have to make the whole board of mobiles, so it's not like super duper fast. It's not horribly slow either, but it's not super duper fast. You're also having to click in there, right? Wait for your opponent to swipe, and then you can hit the Penta driver, which is another awesome animation. But, you know, you're well over 30 seconds from start to finish on that. And that's his fastest moveset. So that's all of the trainers. Or not all of them, but that's a bunch of the different trainer combos you can use. Now, there's a plate that works that you might think, I don't think this would work. Well, it turns out it does. So basic plate nearing the end, when you make 6 or more mobile gems, increase all of your gem damage by 350% for 1 turn. Normally when you'd hit a finisher, that ends your turn, right? But with the, I think why it works this way, and I confirmed with Scopely, they have no intention of changing it. They're going to leave it this way. It's going to work on Penta. That's been confirmed. So unless they double back on that statement, you don't have to worry about this getting nerfed in the future. I think, you know how like plates, like the ultimate plates that are use certain gem color do 50% damage, how the 50% gem damage doesn't take effect because it happens after the move resolves. I think the nearing end is the same way. It's waiting till after the move, in this case the finisher, resolves to buff, and then you don't lose your turn credit for it because your turn happens, then the plate goes off. So when you get back to your next turn, the buff is still there. I think that's my theory. That's why I tried it, because I was curious if it would work, and it does indeed work. And we'll just go right to that, and we'll start with this moveset because you just saw the damage on it, and you can see how much more it does with the nearing end. Which really, this plate doesn't have that many good landing spots, in my opinion. Striker Ozzy, who a lot of people don't have, myself included, is a good spot for it. Really love the sacrifice animation, though. And then you can see it doesn't matter where you put it, it's going to shuffle the board so the AI can make a match. Right? You don't want to put it on loot box gems like I did, though, because then the AI will destroy some of your multiplies. Striker Ozzy, and then, so you can see we did 56 million with this trainer setup. So at gold, you'd be about 120. So significantly better, right? Significantly better. It makes a huge difference. Now let's go back to that starting off trainer set, like less rare. Hall of Fame Vader's the other spot, but I mean, Hall of Fame Ron is way better if you want a striker. So this has definitely become now my favorite spot for this plate, for sure. Okay, so this, you remember, did like, what we do, like 17 million. It was really unimpressive. So let's see what we do with the nearing end here. The animations, though, are completely on point. So he is fun to use because of the animations. But them only being ×4, it's really going to hurt you if you don't have any of the big multiply trainers. But we got all the way up to 30 million, so you're going to do like mid-60s with that trainer setup in the nearing end. That'll definitely get it done, right? Definitely. And now let's go with back to the Whaley trainer setup with this and see how hard he hits. And this is going to hit much harder at gold simply because you're going to have one more on your multiply gems on top of it. So you can see it just board shuffles it into where they can take a swipe. So, and this at silver hits for 67 million. So, you know, gold, you're gonna do like 145, probably 150. That's of course max levels, filled stars, 100 strap, etc. I'm using 100 strap with just Fury 2s, by the way. So now let's claim his gear and add 200% purple gem damage and see what it does all the way. Alright, so with the gear, we have 200% more purple gem damage, and we look at this awesome kind of like, what color is that? Like cobalt blue, neon blue? I don't know, it's super cool though. And I'll run it with the medium trainer set as well with the gear. Not the basic one and the gear, because I don't know that... Well, maybe I will, just in case you get lucky and like... get him on a small pull. There's no reason not to. Yeah, the sacrifice animation's sweet. Not gonna lie. Oh, wow. Apparently, it does matter where you can put it. Okay. Apparently, I only put it on one gem. You need to put it on at least two. So that's my bad. I thought you could just slap it anywhere and you'd get the shuffle for it. Apparently not. Make sure you put it on at least two of the same color gems. That's the first time that happened. I probably played that moveset like 30 times and was never paying attention to where I put it. Alright. Wonder how often that can happen if you put it on two. Anyway. With the gear, yeah, that's 84 million. So you're going to do, with this setup at gold, you're going to go over 200 million with that. No problem. So do I really need to try it with the others? Probably not. Yeah, why? You're going to hit so hard it's not going to matter. You're going to win. So Penta, there's a lot of stuff I like. I love the way he looks. I think they did a great job with it. I like that the gear makes sense for him. I like what they're trying to do with the finisher, it being really unique. I kind of don't like the immobile part of it, and what I really don't like is the speed, right? Like, so, because you're up over 30 seconds start to finish on 2x speed. That's definitely not where you want to be. But it is fun and it is unique, so that part is cool. The other movesets, to me, some people might say they're awesome or useful. To me, I don't really have a place for them. Maybe Black Gem Boss Battle, but, you know, probably not. I have a lot better superstars for Black Boss Battle with the subset. And the Power Gem set, like, I personally don't see that as being an awesome defensive set, because you don't have anything to stop like them using MP up or gem damage, so they're just going to go first and beat you. So to me, it's not like a great defensive setup. So really, I think he's a one-trick pony, even though he's super unique. It's kind of funny I'm saying that. I think he's super unique, but he's a one-trick pony. The trick is very good, and the animations are awesome, and he definitely is fun. I don't think he's like, I think like CM Punk's better with the right stuff. I like Devon more with the right stuff, to be honest. Who else? Do I like New Cena more? New Cena's not it's really close between him and Cena. Cena needs way less, so I think I probably do like Cena more, question mark. That one's in the air, maybe similar. Maybe similar. Right, I haven't timed out with the 4 moves, but I feel like it's still faster than what I just ran. Penta suffers from the same issue in that he has MP up in his build set and multiply gems, so he is nerfable or reversible, whatever you want to call it. So if I'm going to take a long time, I'd probably just rather play Muda, to be honest. It's easier, less interaction, blowing up the board a bunch of times is super fun. So if I'm going to take a bunch of time, I'm probably playing Muda, so I think Muda's better for sure. I think you'd make a case Hall of Fame Macho is better, Jacob's better, right? So he's good, though. He's very good, and he's fun, but he's not the best acro, and that's okay. I don't think he has to be. He's fun, and his animations are cool. So just take it for what it's worth. I'm a big speed guy. If you're not a big speed guy, you're not going to care. If you have the stuff to make him hit hard, if you get his gear, you're probably going to love him. For me, he's not somebody I'm interested in chasing from a trainer standpoint or a fighter standpoint. He's just someone who'll be nice to get for CSS for me. Yeah, if I want to use the slower acro, I would absolutely use Muda, who I think is more fun personally, but it's a preference. So I do think his design is fine. It's good. And he can hit hard. So overall, I think he's a great addition to the game. And for anyone that's a Pentamark, you can get him, use him, and crush people with him. So I think those are the big things, right? So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the showcase of Penta at 6-star. And thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there. Oh yeah, you should also like, subscribe, and share because that helps me out. Do it. Do it right meow. Right meow.